Hey there, hi there, hello there, it's Jeff Cutter Dog welcoming you to the 6th video of my Stone Cold Hockey qualifying for the 32 team tournament. The next 32 team tournament, like one per franchise. So I'm doing playoffs for every team of the NHL except for Seattle and Vegas, who only have 2 teams in each thing. Everyone else has at least 3. Because the youngest teams other than Seattle and Vegas are Minnesota and Columbus, and they had 4. So anyhow, because the 2023 Tampa Bay Lightning won the previous video, the team that they lost to in the first round, the Leafs, will be getting the royal treatment as the star of this video. Now, I don't know who I'm going to put. I might go with Carolina as the second team, but Toronto gets their due in court. So all 11 seasons I have with the team: 65, 68, 71, 75, 84, 91, 94, 06, 12, 22, and 23 are Leafs because they're original 6. So I have 11 Leafs teams. 5 of them will go to the quarterfinals, and 6 of them have to play in 3 preliminary rounds. First off, we have the 71 Leafs, the team that lost to the Rangers in the first round, the famous stealing of Brady Perron's face mask, and that against the 65 Leafs, who were looking to get their 4th straight Stanley Cup because they were the 3-time defending champs. The 94 Leafs, the team that should have went to the Stanley Cup Finals, not Vancouver. Even if they lost to the Rangers in the final, no big deal. Against the 06 Leafs, the first team, well, post-lockout, then the Leafs just sucked that year. The 91 Leafs, well, speaking of sucking, they were the 2nd worst team in the NHL that year. Didn't have that key draft pick because they traded that to New Jersey a year and a half prior for Tom Kurvers, and of course that pick ended up being Scott Niedermayer. And the 22 Leafs, who shockingly lost Game 7 on home ice to Tampa in the first round. Not the 23 squad. They are one of the 5 squads in. So here we go. First game. The 65 Leafs in overtime. Zajac beats Perron. 2 great goalies who probably did better for other teams. Zajac for Detroit, Perron for Philly. 65 Leafs, George Armstrong scored, and then Normie Allman for the 71 squad. Overtime on the power play after Sittler got trouble for holding. And that's still the starter leg in 72 for the Leafs. But anyways, he was a rookie, I guess, for 71. Kent Douglas from Alan Stanley and Red Kelly. Meanwhile, the 06 Leafs with a shutout win. A shocker. Ed Belfour shuts out Felix the Cat Potvin. Carlo Koliakovo, Chad Kilger, and Jeff O'Neill with goals. I thought O'Neill played for the 06 Kings. Guess not. And finally, the 22 Leafs went 8-3. As you see, Anders Kallgren was in net against Peter Ing. That's not a fur. Peter Ing. Anyway, the 91 Leafs goals by Daniel Marois, and Todd Gill. Leaf goals, 22 team, Willie Nylander, Austin Matthews, Nylander again, Peter Engvall, Nylander for the hat-trick, John Tavares, Jason Spezza, and Mitch Marner. Anyway, game 2 between the 94 and 06 squads. The 94 squad, 7-5. Potvin beats Belfour. The 94 squad, 7 goals. Dmitry Mironov, Ken Baumgartner, Mironov again, Wendell Clark, Mike Krusheletsky, Wendell Clark, Doug Gilmore. The 06 squad, Darcy Tucker, Jason Allison, Alexei Podokrovsky, Clark Wilm, and Mariusz Sikorsky. Mariusz Sikorsky was a Leaf? I did not know that. I forgot about that. Game 2 sees the 22 Leafs win 4-3 as Jack Campbell beats Peter Ing. 91 squad, Mike Krusheletsky, Rob Ramage, I hate that guy, and Dave Ellett. The 22 squad, Mikheyev, John Tavares, David Kampf, and Michael Bunting. Kampf played for the 22 squad. I did not know that. And the 71 Leafs have tied their series 5-2. Perron beats Bauer. The 65 squad, only 2 goals by Red Kelly and Kent Douglas. The 71 Leafs, Jim Harrison, Daryl Sittler, Paul Henderson, Billy McMillan, and Jerry Monahan. Alright, game 3, 22 Leafs. Are they up 3-0? The answer is yes, they are. 6-3. Mrazek beats Ing, so 3 different goalies for the Leafs. 91 Leafs were down 6-0. They scored goals by Lucien Debevoise, Dave Reed, and Kevin McGuire. But the Leafs 6 different players: John Tavares, David Kampf, Rasmus Sandin, Peter Engvall, TJ Brody, and Michael Bunting. The 71-65 matchup sees the 71 team win 4-1. Plant beats Sachak. The 65 squad, Ron Ellis scored the only goal, but he scored for the 71 squad as well with Noah Moment, Guy Trottier, and Jim Harrison. And the 94 Leafs are up 2-1 in their series. They win 4-2 as Potvin beats Shea Soban. The 06 squad, Kyle Wellwood and Chad Kilger. 94 Leafs, Mike Gardner, John Cullen, Ken Baumgartner, and then Gardner again. 22 Leafs, did they sweep? The answer is yes, they did. 6-2. Well, they had the easy road. Jeff Reese was in net, losing to Jack Campbell. The 91 squad, Fanny Dompoos. Yeah, he was a Leaf. And Gary Lehman. The 22 Leafs, Willie Nylander, Jason Betson, Nylander. So Nylander had 2 hat tricks. 6, Morgan Riley and David Kampf. All right, so 71 Leafs, did they go up 3-1? They did. And they won 3-1. Plant beats Bauer. 71 Leafs, Jerry Monahan, Ron Ellis, and George Armstrong. Red Kelly for the 65 squad. And the 94 Leafs lost game 4, 3-2. So it will go to 6 games in that series for sure. Belfort beats Potvin. 06 squad, Matt Sundin, Sherkowski, and Sundin again. Dave Anderchuk and Wendell Clark for the 94 Leafs. And no, Sundin did not play for the 94 Leafs. He was traded to the Leafs on draft by 94 for Wendell Clark. 71 Leafs, are they going to the quarterfinals? The answer is no. They lose 4-1. Zajac beats Perrant. The 65 squad, goals by George Armstrong, Frank Mahovlich, Armstrong again, and Bell Pulford. Guy Trottier for the 71 Leafs. And the 06 Leafs looking for a big upset. 3-2. Belfort beats Potvin. 06 team, Brian McCabe, Jason Allison, and Matt Sundin. 94 team, Dave Anderchuk and John Cullen with the goals. 71 Leafs in Game 6. No, they go to Game 7. Zajac beats Perrant. The 71 team, George Armstrong, Paul Henderson, and George Armstrong again. But Armstrong's 65... Yeah, Armstrong with 2 goals and Paul Henderson. But his 65 double ganger has a goal for the team alongside Tim Horton, Frank Mahovlich, Pete Stankowski, Britt Selby, and Mahovlich. The 06 Leafs pull off the big upset, 3-1, beating the 94 Leafs and taking them out. Oban beats Potvin. Wendell Clark, the only goal for the 94 team. The 06 team, Chad Kilger, Mary Sherkowski, and Eric Lindros, who went to the Leafs 5 years too late. Did the 65 Leafs pull off a massive upset, a massive comeback? The answer is no, they didn't. The 71 team won 4-1. Perrant beats Bauer. 65 Brewer scored, but Norm Ullman 2 goals for the 71 squad. Paul Henderson and Jim Harrison. So the 71 team avoids the upset. Avoids the choke. Quarterfinals sees, wow, the 22 and 23 squads have to face each other. 2012 takes on 71, so battle of the preliminary round, guys. 68 will now take on 75, and 06 on 84. So, yeah. All right. I don't know who the favorite would be. 22 versus 23. The 23 squad wins in overtime. Matt Murray beats Jack Campbell. The 23 squad, goals by Austin Matthews, TJ Brody, and Willie Nylander. Well, the overtime winner by Nylander from Brody and Marner. The 22 squad, Tavares and Bunting. The 71 squad beats the 12 squad 5-2 as Bertie Perrant beats James Reimer, Optimus Rhyme. Geoffrey Lupul and Joe Colburn for the 2012 squad, 71. Paul Henderson, Ron Ellis, Henderson again. Billy McMillan and Normie Ullman. Yeah, the 2012 team was not the team that won the playoffs. 68 versus 75. It's the 68 squad winning 7-5. Johnny Bauer beats Doug Favell. 68 squad, Murray Oliver, Bob Pulford, Mike Walton, Ron Ellis, Brian Conacher, Bob Pulford, and Murray Oliver again. 75 squad, Lenny McDonald, Dave Keon, Ron Ellis, Blaine Stoughton, and Rod Seeley. Kitchener? I did not know Dave Keon. I thought he left for the Leafs for the WHA before 1975. Guess not. And the fourth one sees the 06 squad win 4-3 over the 84 squad. Bester loses to Belfort. 06 squad, Matt Sagen, Kyle Wellwood, Darcy Tucker, and Ken Klee. The 84 squad, Gary Nyland, great defenseman, bad knees, Gaston Shingra, didn't know he was there, and Bill Derlego. Game 2s sees the 71 Leafs now halfway home, up 2-1. Plant beats Scrivens. The 2012 squad scored first Matt Lombardi, but then Billy McMillan scored late in the third, and in overtime, George Armstrong has fourth from McMillan. Game 2 sees the 68 Leafs win 4-2 as Bruce Campbell beats Doug Favell. 68 squad, Jim Pappen, Mike Walton, and Murray Oliver. Blaine Stoughton and Ron Ellis for the 75 squad. Game 2 for the 06 Leafs, they win 4-3. Telquist beats Rick St. Croix. The 84 squad, John Anderson, Gary Leeman, and then Anderson. The 06 squad, Ken Clee, Thomas Carberlet, and Jason Allison. Game 2 for the other guys, the 23 Leafs are up 4-1. Samsonov beats Campbell. 22 Leafs, Giordano, but 23 team Matthews, Jemcrock, Matthews again, and then Jake McCabe. So 4-2 leads for the Leafs. The 35 Leafs win 3-2. Gordon McRae beats Johnny Bauer. 75 squad, Ron Ellis, Lanny McDonald, and Blaine Stoughton. Jim Pappen and Brian Conacher for the 68 squad. The 06 team, 3-0 up. Belfort beats Bester. 84 Leafs, John Anderson, Gary Nyland, and Anderson again. The Leafs, 06 squad, Jeff O'Neill, Brian McCabe, and Alex Dean in regulation. Overtime at 12:54. Jeff O'Neill, his third from Tucker and Caberlet. The 23 Leafs are now 1 win away. Samsonov beats Calgren. 22 Leafs, Nylander, his 7th, but his 23 Galapaganer scored with Marner, Giordano, and Brody. And game 3's 71 Leafs are now up 3-0, 5-1. As Plot takes down Optimus Prime. Kuhlman scored, but the 71 team, Keon, Spencer, Ellis, Rick Lay, who was a great defenseman and a coach, and Brian Spencer. Brian Spinner Spencer. So 3 series at 3-0. Did the 06 squad take the sweep? No, they didn't. They lost 4-3 as St. Croix beat Belfort. 84 squad, Miro Freiser, John Anderson, Bill DeLago, and Walt Pundaby. The 06 squad, Darcy Tucker, Alex Ponkarowski, and Brian McCabe. 23 Leafs, did they sweep? No, they didn't. They lose 4-2. Campbell beat Samsonov. 22 squad, Nylander, Spezza, Liljegren, and Marner. 23 squad, Giordano and Tavares. 71 Leafs, they sweep 3-2 as Plante takes down Reimer. 71 Leafs goals by Monahan, Ellis, and Allman. 2012 Leafs, Lupul, and Bozak, but the 71 Leafs are in the semifinals. 68 Leafs lose, and the home teams won every game. Favell beats Gamble. 68 Leafs, Ron Ellis, Mike Walton, and Brian Conacher. 75 Leafs, Lanny McDonald, Bill Calbert, and Börje Salming. And in overtime at 4:41, Salming from Hammerstrom, the Swedish connection. 06 Leafs, did they win in 5? Yes, they did. 4-2, as Telquist was in net against Ellen Bester. The 06 team, McCabe, Stajan, Sundin, and Caberlet. With goals, the 84 team, Salming and McCourt. Damn, McCourt, huh? Okay. 23 Leafs, did they win in 5? Yes, they did. 5-2, as Murray beat Campbell. The 22 squad had McCaleb and Matthews score, but Marner, Nylander, Jemcrook, Tavares, and O'Reilly scoring the goals. And the 68 Leafs win game 5 at home, 3-2. Bowers, McRae. 68 Leafs, Pulford, Ellis, and Tim Horton. The 35 team, Ferguson and Cowboy Flett. So did the 68 Leafs go to the... No, they didn't. They lose. 75 Leafs win in overtime. Favell beats Bauer. 75 Leafs were up 3-0. On goals by Ullman, Ellis, and Sittler. Norm Mullen played for the 75 squad? Okay. 68 squad, Ellis, Conacher, and Oliver. And then in overtime, Tiger Williams, after Horton was in the box, from Dave Keon. So what do we have for Game 7? We have the home team win again. The 68 team won. Bauer beats McRae. 68 was up 4-0. Darryl Rupp, Larry Hellman, Ron Ellis, and Jim Pappin. Pappin would score another goal, but Sidler, Ellis, and Tiger Williams for the 75 squad. That's it. So it's 23, 71, 06, and 68 in the semifinals. And they put the oldest and the youngest team against each other, 23 versus 68, with 06 facing 71. First game of the semifinal, the 23 Leafs with a shutout. Samsonov got it. Marner with 2 goals. Matthews, Nylander, and Kerfoot for the 23 Leafs. Other way, the 06 Leafs win 4-1 of the 71 squad. Belfour beat Perrant. Dave Keon for the 71 squad, but the 06 squad, Kilger, John Paul, Kilger again, and then Jeff O'Neill. Not Kilger, wow. Game 2 of the 06-71 series sees the 71 squad come back and win. Perrant beats Telquist. 06 had McCabe scores 5th by Ullman, Selwood, Ellis and Keon were the heroes for the 71 Leafs. In the other semifinal, the 23 Leafs, another shutout. Kellgren gets a shutout against Bruce Campbell. Nylander with 2, Matthews with the other one. 23 Leafs, do they go 3-0? They do. They're up 4-2. They gave up a goal at 10:24 to Brian Conacher. So they had 130 minutes of shutout hockey against the 68 Leafs. Ron Ellis also scored for the 68 Leafs, but the 23 Leafs, Kerfoot, Bunting, Matthews, and Tavares. Meanwhile, the 71 Leafs with a shutout of the 06 squad. Perrant takes down Telquist. Henderson, Keon, Palak, Ellis, Trottier, and McMillan. 6 different goal scorers. 71 Leafs will win Game 4. They're up 3-1. Perrant beats Belfour. 71 Leafs, Brian Spencer, Darren Malman, Guy Trottier, Paul Henderson, Henderson again, Monahan, McMillan, and Keon. The 06 Leafs, Akovo, Alex Dean, Matt Stajan, Matt Sundin, and Ponakaraski. Meanwhile, the 23 Leafs, do they sweep? No, they don't. They lose in overtime as Bruce Campbell beats Andrews Calgren. The 23 Leafs had goals by Bunting, Marner, Lafferty, Sean Lafferty, John Tavares, and Austin Matthews. 68 Leafs, Wayne Carlton, Ron Ellis, Bob Pulford again, and Dave Keon. And at overtime on the power play with Tavares in the box. Murray Oliver, his 5th from Ullman and Pulford. 23 Leafs will win Game 5, though 3-1 on home turf. Murray beats Bauer. 68 Leafs had Keon, but Bunting with 2 goals and Nylander with a goal. 71 Leafs, are they in the final? Yes, they are. 4-2. Perrant beats Belfour. 06 Leafs, Sundin his 6th, Pawnee his 4th. 71 Leafs, Keon, Ullman, Keon, and Sittler. So we have the 71 Leafs and the 23 Leafs in the finals. 71 Leafs, Brady Perrant 7-4, Jacques Plante 5-0 with a 118 goals against. Get Jacques Plante the starts for the 71 Leafs. They had to go to Game 7 against the 65 squad, and then they've lost once in the last 2 playoff rounds. Norm Ullman 19 points, Dave Keon 18, Paul Henderson 18, and finally the 23 Leafs. Samsonov 4-1, Murray 3-0, and Calgary 1-1. But Samsonov and Murray, look at the goals against, under 2. Well, they've had to go through the quarterfinals, so yeah, they've only lost twice. Marner with 17 points, John Tavares with 12. So we have the 71 squad against the 23 squad. Who's going to win this one? If the 71 Leafs... No, I don't want to do the Rangers. And the 23 Leafs... Florida. So I'm going to go with Florida. And go quickly with the Panthers. So yeah, so the second half of this video will be the Panthers getting their day in court. Anyway, 71 versus 23, Game 1. Sees the 23 Leafs win 6-2. Samsonov beats Perrant. 71 team got goals by Keon and Monahan. 23 Leafs, Tavares, Matthews, Laverty, Aston Reese. Wow. Jamcroc and Nick Robertson. Game 2 sees the 71 Leafs pull a tie. Perrant beats Matt Murray. 71 team goals by Keon, Henderson, Ellis, and Sittler. 23 team Lafferty, Nylander are the 2 goal scorers. Game 3 sees the 71 Leafs win in prolongation. Perrant beats Murray. 71 team goals by Sittler, Ullman, and the overtime winner by Dave Keon with McCabe in the box. Noah Carty and Austin Matthews for the 23 squad. The 71 Leafs again win in overtime 2-1. Perron beats Samsonov. Spencer and Monahan, the goal scorers for Toronto. Matthews for the 23 Leafs. Wow, Austin Matthews might get shut out. So it looks like the 71 Leafs are going to win. Yes, they do. In overtime again. Man, overtime heroics. And the 71 Leafs are going to be Toronto's representative. And that's the first time in 3 videos that we've seen a team not from the 2020s get in. So the 71 Leafs are in, and they're actually the oldest team. No team from 1965 or 68 got in. The oldest team was 75, but the 71 Leafs are now the oldest team in. We'll see if a 65 or 68 team comes in. I mean, you got the Rangers, Chicago, Detroit, Rangers, Chicago, Boston. Rangers, Chicago, Boston, and Montreal. What? They gotta have a team from the 60s. But anyway, the 71 team wins overtime. Perron beats Murray. 23 squad, Nylander, Aston Reese, Matthews, and Matthews. Matthews has 12 goals, and they can't get that hump. The 71 Leafs win. Spencer, Henderson, Armstrong, and overtime was Normie Allwin. And the 71 Leafs, who should have beaten the New York Rangers in the first round, did not, and they faltered, and Bertie Perron is the hero. So we'll set up Florida. Might as well set up Florida, because Florida has fewer teams. They started in 94. So the 94 Panthers, the expansion Panthers, so they have 5 teams. So they'll only have 5. 5. Including the 2023 squad that shocked the Bruins and themselves by getting to the Stanley Cup Finals. So it will be the 23 and 22 squads have to play each other. The winner goes to the semifinals with the 12, 94, and 06 teams. Okay, so 22 Florida. I think the goalies are close. So the 22 Panthers sweep the 23 Panthers. Knight beats Bobrovsky. Wow, the 22 squad. See Huberdeau. Yeah, they traded Huberdeau for Matthew Tkachuk. And they get to the Stanley Cup Finals. But the 23 squad loses in 4 straight. They would have faced the 06 team. So it's 94 versus 12 and 06 versus 22. That's the semifinals for Florida. First semifinal sees the 12 squad win 2-1. Jose Theodore beats Johnny Van Beesbrook. Stephen Weiss and Michael Samuelson for the 12 squad. Brian Benning for the 94 squad. 22 Panthers win overtime 2-1 as Bobrovsky takes down McLennan in overtime. Martin Gelinas for the 06 squad. 22 squad, Anthony Duclair, his 4 for the playoffs. And then Eric Blad from Duclair and Reinhardt. Game 2 sees the 06 Panthers win and break the winning streak of the 22 Panthers. Bobrovsky losing to Luongo. The 06 squad, Horton, Kolek, Weiss, and Gary Roberts. He played for that team. And the 22 Panthers had Sam Bennett. Game 2 sees the 94 Panthers win in a shutout. Mark Fitzpatrick shuts out Jose Theodore. Tom Fitzgerald and Keith Brown are your heroes for that Panther squad. Game 3s sees the 94 squad win 2-1. Van Beesbrook beats Theodore. Bergenheim for the 12 squad, but the 94 squad 2 goals by Tom Fitzgerald and Brian Skrudland. Meanwhile, the 22 Panthers win by shutout 3-0. Spencer Knight, the hero against Luongo. Goes to Forsling, Mackenzie Weegar, and Mason Marchment are your goal scorers for the Panthers. 22 squad. And the 22 squad wins again 4-2. Bobrovsky beats Luongo. 06 Panthers are up 2-0. Jokic and Weiss, but Mason Marchment, Jonathan Huberdeau, Anton Lundell, and Noah Accardi. Accardi was a Panther? Game 4, and the 94 Panthers are now up 3-1 for the 5-1 win. Van Beesbrook takes down Markstrom. Marcel Goff for the 12 squad, but 94. Mellenby, Jody Hall, Rob Niedermeyer, Mellenby again, and then Tommy Fitzgerald. 94 Panthers, do they win in 5? The answer is yes, they do. 6-3 as Fitzpatrick beats Theodore. The 94 squad, Lowry, Murphy, Stu Barnes, Jason Belanger, Dave Lowry again, and Lomakin. The Heroes 12 squad, Wojciech Wolski, Samuelson, and Chris Versteeg. The 22 Panthers will have to fight in Game 6. McLennan beats Bobrovsky. 06 squad, Yuri Kolnick, Chris Gradden, and Joe Nieuwendyk. The 22 squad, Duclair and Barkov. With the goals. The 22 squad wins in overtime. Knight beats Luongo. They took 65 minutes to get a winner. Sam Bennett from Verhaeghe and Uyghur. So it's the 22 squad and the 94 squad facing each other. The 22 squad, Bobrovsky 5-2, Spencer Knight 3-0. Spencer Knight has 2 shutouts in his 3 games. I didn't even know that. You know, they swept the 23 squad, which was shocking, and then they took down the 06 squad in 6. Reinhardt and Hubie with 11 points. Hubie-dooby-doo. The 94 squad, Van Buesberg and Fitzpatrick. In the 1 round, Jesse Belanger, 6 points. So who wins the Battle of Panthers? 22 Panthers win 6-1 on Bobrovsky's job against Fitzpatrick. I don't know who to take in 94. I don't know who to take. Yeah, I think it'll be Atlanta Winnipeg. So yeah, so Atlanta / Winnipeg will be the lead lifter to Video 7. 22 Panthers win 6-1. Bobrovsky beats Fitzpatrick. Stu Barnes the goal for the 94 squad. Reinhardt, Huberdeau, Barkov, Bennett doing their jobs. The 22 squad wins again 3-1. Bobrovsky beats Fitzpatrick. Lomakin for the 94 squad. Ekblad, Huberdeau, and Bennett for the 22 squad. Game 3 sees the 22 squad win again 2-1. Knight beats Van Beesbroek. Tippett and Lomberg for the 22 squad. The 94 squad, Kudelski, and lastly, is this a sweep? Yes, it is. 7-1. Wow, the 22 Panthers gave up only 4 goals in 4 games. And they lost the first round to those pesky Tampa Bay Lightning. So the 22 squad get in. Bobrovsky beats Van Beesbroek. The 94 squad, Mellenby scored, but Lundell, Duclair, Reinhardt, Verhaeghe, Bennett, Reinhardt, and Verhaeghe are your goal scorers. In the 22 Panthers, I want to see the goals, the goalie numbers. Bobrovsky 1.74. Spencer Knight, decimal 49. Unbelievable. They only gave up 21 goals in 14 games. That's amazing. That's 1.5 a game. I don't know how they did that, but yeah, they played tight defense. And Huberdeau was the hero, even though that he got traded later on. Yeah, the 22 squad deserved more to get the cup more than 23. But anyway, the 22 squad only lost twice on their way through. They had to go through that preliminary round. So yeah, they did quite well for themselves. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond at Do.